Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Clone Evolution. Today I've got a bunch of new content, and I think I got a little heads up from some of the viewers saying that, what do we got today? The new limited event? Dun, dun, dun. Tavern tasks. I've already been doing a little bit of them. Oh, could you tell my excitement or surprise wasn't authentic? I don't know, I try being fake sometimes. I don't think I can pull it off too often. No, I'm really happy today. Feeling a little bit better. I don't know if it was just a cold or what it was, but we're almost past the isolation days too, so went out for a quick bike ride, stayed as far away from people as I could just to get my exercise in, and feeling a lot better. Muscles are back to normal almost, and it felt like I was withering away just from a couple days not working out. I was kind of surprised. I thought I could at least maintain a month. So much for that. Yeah, and I was I was watching a YouTube video with Mike Tyson, and he was talking with Tyson Fury. They had an hour-long uncensored conversation. Whoa, was that ever wild. It's like, I know, like, over the years you hear people talking about fighters, like UFC fighters or boxing champions, and in a lot of cases they'll call them meatheads. Where it's like all they know is like steroids, drugs, women, pretty much weightlifting. But then I started to realize after watching a few of these Mike Tyson interviews, like the guys that actually make it to the top, like the heavyweight champions, they usually have the polymath quality. I don't know if any of you guys know what a polymath is or polymath. It's like you know how sometimes, like almost every time these days when you go to school, you specialize in something. Like specialize to become a doctor, or someone else specialize to be a lawyer. Well, in the old days, they used to have a field called a polymath, and what that was is someone who specialized in everything. So it's like when, say it's like you got into a car accident and you called a polymath to pick you up. It's like he would come, like file the police report, he would fix your fucking car, and like... and then give you counseling. It's like he'd be the guy that would just be able to do everything for you, right? And you really don't see that too often these days, and unless you look at heavyweight champion boxers. I'm surprised. They're very good at a lot of things. Because it's funny, like over the years when I was growing up, I never heard interviews with Mike Tyson talking about anything intelligent. So I always figured that he was just a meathead. And then, oh man, watching his show, he's like one of the smartest people I've ever heard. I was like, geez, you would have never guessed by someone who's been punching people in the face for a living, right? Yeah, imagine that was your job, you get to punch people in the face for a living. No, I was actually lucky when I got my bad concussion, because I was like, geez, for a long time I often thought about becoming a boxer, because I trained to be one my whole life, and I was like, maybe I should one day. And then I was like, no, after that concussion, I'm like, Jesus, it's definitely not worth it. No, my dad taught me, like, or raised me on boxing because he was really into boxing and he used to always train. But it was the same thing. He never actually competed. He just trained his whole life. He was really good at training. He was at the point where he could do that rope exercise where it's like you tie a rope up in a tree and then you sit down and then you just use your hands and pull yourself right up the rope without even using your legs. So he was pretty fit there for a while. He started me in like martial arts classes when I was in like in the 5th grade, or not 5th grade, I think it was the 1st grade even. It was cool. I was in a karate class and I had one of the dojo leaders, whatever it's called in karate, and he taught me how to punch. It was funny because I used to do the thing where you put your fist in your thumb, or your thumb in your fist. Always say things backwards. And then he's like, no, don't do that. You'll break your thumb. He's like, you actually have to put your thumb on the outside. I was like, oh, that makes more sense. No, but sadly I only got like 1 week of lessons for karate, because then I got in trouble at home, and for some reason my dad canceled my fucking martial arts lessons as punishment. I thought that was kind of harsh, like thinking back in retrospect. I'm like, would you do that to your kid? Cancel their sports? You know what my crime was? So I didn't finish my supper. Talk about strict parenting or what, right? You know why I didn't finish? That was the only time I ever didn't finish too, and I was actually starving and loved the food. But it was the girl from next door. She was always hanging out at my house. And when I was eating, she's like, you see those noodles you're eating? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, they look just like snails. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she like picks up a snail off the ground. She's like, look, it looks just like your noodles. I was like, oh, and then I couldn't finish the noodles. And then I got canceled for martial arts. But that's probably for the better, because I probably wouldn't have wanted to learn that concussion lesson earlier on in life. Save it for when I was able to take it later on. Man. Now I feel bad every time I see fighters get into the ring because of that. At least we're lucky with clone evolution. We can get all our fighting in and out of our system without getting concussions. It's freaking sweet. Alright, let's hope for some Hitler. Hitler will save us. No, I'm also really, I was going to say it's that fucking same robot again. No, they mixed it up. No, and I'm also really happy too, because the book I was trying to get off eBay, I tried putting in a lower offer and was rejected. So I was like, oh fuck, I'm going to lose this book. And I was going to just buy it outright, and then I was like, oh wait, let me try one more offer and see if they'll do it a little bit less. So I got it for 50 bucks off. It was pretty big savings for me. Like, in Canada, they've actually cut off all of our income and are still preventing us from working. So it's like, now it's like I have no income and I can't go get a job. So it's kind of interesting. I wonder how long our economy is going to function like that. I don't know, there's like so many people that are becoming addicts because they're losing everything. All for a virus with a 99.9999998 recovery rate. So it's like, what the hell? I was so happy, at least the media's on our side. I don't know did you guys see the Canadian media? They finally released a story, truthful one, and admitted that the senior population death in our country is actually matching the same as a flu season. So we actually didn't have any harder deaths than a normal flu season. And we had a horrible death toll there going for a while, where the military even had to be called in. It's because when they did the lockdown in our country, all the people that were in charge of looking after the seniors couldn't go to work anymore. So all the seniors' homes were just left. People left in their own feces for weeks, no one fed, no medications. What the government did was they banned family members for going to help the nursing homes. And they also banned the childcare. So then the nurses from the nursing homes had to stay home and look after their kids. The government literally killed like thousands of seniors. And then blamed it on the virus. I had the nerve to blame it on that. So I'm trying not to laugh, to be mean about it. It's just a stress relief, right? Like, I was like yelling and screaming about that for quite a while. My grandma almost died from it, so I was like, not that she's in a home, but she had some surgery she was supposed to go get and couldn't get it, and she almost died. So I was pretty pissed about the whole lockdown situation. It's like when they come to kill your family, that's when it kind of changes the situation, right? It's like, ah ha ha, it's funny lockdown, to holy shit, this is fucking serious, right? Yeah, and then the whole thing about not being allowed to talk about it, that's like breaking the fucking rules for our country. Like, you're supposed to have free speech. But the progressive liberals have taken away almost all of our free speech rights, which is the opposite of what they should be doing, which falls into line with the ancient prophecy where everything will become the opposite. So I'm starting to become more in tune with it. I'm more expecting the opposites every time I look around. It's like I see an opposite now. It's not bugging me like it used to. So at least I'll be more optimistic, guys. Sorry for being so negative a lot of episodes. I don't know, you guys are probably going through the same thing. This is a lot of emotional rides through this lockdown, right? And then, what was it, even CNN, I was like, I'd love to see an article today. They posted an article saying that the vast majority of COVID cases are extremely milder than the flu. I was like, and they even put like 80% more. I was like, woohoo! Fucking CNN's even agreeing now. This lockdown should be over in no time, but I bet you it'll be the opposite, where almost no deaths will occur and we'll still have lockdowns. Just trying to laugh for stress relief, not that I want lockdowns. And the whole thing, people are like, oh, you wouldn't lock down, you wouldn't lock down. It's like, I don't mind lockdowns if it was optional. That's the thing. It was another CTV article that was today. They're like, women agree with masks, they agree with lockdowns more than men do. And then I put a comment, it's like, yes, men don't like to be dominated by others. So you could see like a whole bunch of people laughed, a whole bunch of like angry Karens are like, oh, you're so sexist. And I was like, sexist? It's like, I'm just stating a fact, right? It's like, if you're thinking that it's sexist, I guess it's up to you to decide whether or not you think something's sexist. So I think it's basic biology at this point, right? Like, are facts too sexist now? And that was the thing I always noticed at work too. I always try to tell any of my supervisors, it's like, hey guys, I got this issue with being dominated. It's like, as long as you ask me for help to do something, I'll do it like that. But as you start arguing with me and just yelling at me to do something, I'll fucking fight you to the last breath. So it's like a very easy situation as a supervisor. I just tell them like, look guys, like just ask me to do stuff. And I'll be right there like that, no fights, nothing. Especially if you ask me for help, like, oh, can you please help me with something? I'll be like, all right. I love hearing people ask for help. And then, and then the lady in one of the chat was putting that, yeah, she agrees. Or no, she was really upset. And she's like, yeah, that's why men die so much younger than women do. And I was like, exactly. And that's the funniest part. I notice a lot of times when I argue with people, how I argue is like my strategy is I agree with them, but then give a different reason for why I agree than they do. So it's like, it's funny because we actually agree on the same point. We just have different reasons. So it's like, yeah, the main reason that men are dying, I was like, I'm glad you used men dying early as an example. And I put, because men are actually more willing to do dangerous things to be providers than women are. And it's like basic biology. If a woman needs something done that's really dangerous, she can ask her man to do it. And if the man won't do it, then she can just get a new man in a minute, right? It's like we all know how that works. Dating apps these days, it's even faster. It's probably down to 30 seconds now. And then too, like women are more in favor of lockdowns because they have no fear whatsoever of losing their income or providers. Like they need a steady flow of stuff coming in, like money, food, housing, but they never ever have a risk of losing that because of the getting a new man in a minute thing, right? But then men, on the other hand, are the exact opposite. It takes us like years, even decades of work before we can get a family, enough money, prove that we're a good provider. And if we lose everything, we're fucked basically until we can rebuild all that again. So that could take decades or even a lifetime. So I was like, yeah, women are very much more in favor of the whole lockdown rules and all this stuff. They like being dominated more. And then the whole thing too, the women are supposedly biologically, are supposed to be nurturers, right? So they're instinctively supposed to support lockdowns because they're hoping it's just instinctive that way. They're trying to save the men from hurting themselves, right? So it's funny how this lockdown situation really has boiled down to a men's versus women's issue. And then there's a lot of men that are taking like estrogen and like stuff to change their sex and stuff, so then you will have some men agreeing with the women, or men that are like dying to impress women to the point where they pretend to agree with them no matter what they say. I've been guilty of that myself. It's like, especially hot chicks, it's like if there's a really super hot chick, I almost agree with anything she says. But I gotta stop doing that because I started to realize that super hot chicks like that are actually more impressed by people that disagree with them because they're getting sick of everyone agreeing with them, right? So I don't know, how's clone evolution going for you guys? Sorry to get off on a little political rant there. Here I was saying I wasn't going to, it's the first thing I do. Well, at least I'm happy about it. And I was thinking too, if I get my Facebook shut down for those comments, it's actually the best thing that ever happens to me. Every time my Facebook gets shut down, it's like all of a sudden I get tons more work done because I can't go on Facebook. So I'm like, all right. It's like, it's almost like an alcohol, or if you're an alcoholic and someone took all your booze away and they'll be like, oh, that's your punishment. I'll take all your booze away. And it's like, woohoo, now I can stop drinking. Man, oh man, yeah, speaking of, this is day 8 of Sober October, but technically only day 7 for me because I missed the first day, forgetting what month it was. Alright, let's skip the shit out of this because I got some stuff. Oh yeah, that reminds me. What the fuck am I doing here? I gotta get back to the important shit, yo. No, we got that, what is it, Tavern task stuff going on. Holy fuck, am I overheated. I was just doing my workout because I finally got my strength back today, and I was like, fuck, it's so nice to be able to work out and not feel like I'm dying. Oh, you know what's the weirdest thing? This little sniffles or whatever I had was fucking felt exactly the same as something I had earlier in the year. So it's making me wonder if I actually have already had the beer bug twice. If I had to guess, I did. But then you hear a lot of people saying that these days. Even when you get like a common cold, you're like, oh shit, got the beer bug. Right, explored the volcano. Do I have a weak fire hero I can put in here? There we go. I figure instead of wasting all the really strong fire heroes, because usually I run out of them. Oh fuck, it's not strong enough. You piece of shit. Oh yeah, I need fire. Stupid. You idiot! Oh fuck, I picked the blue one. I was supposed to go for purples. You idiot! Now, I was thinking I was happy too, because a lot of people are, well not a lot, a few people are putting that they like the episodes where I'm really angry all the time. I was thinking, God, is that the way my show is going to go, is I have to always be angry? And I was thinking, no, when I did the happy show and the other show today, a lot of people liked it too, where I was just laughing, having a good time. So I was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to be one of those angry YouTubers in order to keep my views going. That's what I gotta try to focus on as a YouTuber. Stop trying to pay attention to what my viewers want. Because I seem like it's same thing with women. If you try too hard to impress them, they're just not going to be impressed. If you try not to impress your viewers, that's when they get impressed the most. So I don't know if anyone's experienced that as a YouTuber. Starting to get the YouTuber jealousy now, I notice too. It's like when I see other people doing videos and getting more likes than me on the same subjects, I'm like, oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm so jealous. Come on, are you gonna give me any purples? You bastards! What happened to this VIP supposed to give me better missions? It's fucking garbage, 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 and more garbage. I don't want any of this. Get it out of here. Fuck, I'm gonna waste all my jewels and they won't even give me one purple. Bastards. Holy! It's like 500 and they fucking still haven't given me fucking anything. Bastards. Alright, now I just gotta take this for the jewels because I can't afford any fucking more jewels. Alright, try to be optimistic, laughing. Ha ha ha. Come on. Alright, well I'll do these because they're pieces of shit and won't give me a purple. Yeah, so that book is on its way from Turkey. I feel bad because I got a friend from Armenia and I was thinking, geez, I just posted that I bought some stuff from Turkey. He's probably not the happiest with that decision. Now, to me, for a while, I wasn't too happy about the history of Turkey and how they completely took over part of Europe and claimed it as invaders, and now we're like constantly fighting to get some of the land back. But it's like, I don't know. That kind of stuff is like, it's part of the creator's plan. I really don't fight it anymore. It's like I kind of looked at the First Nations people and how they had to deal with all of us coming here. It's like the same thing happened to them. They got really pissed about it, and then they got a message from the creator, and the creator told them, yo, this is what's going to happen. Just try to concern yourself with yourself and don't get too upset about my plans. Yeah, that was the one joke I heard that was funny. It's like, you want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans. He'll get a good chuckle out of that. It's like, oh, is that what you think's gonna happen, huh? Alright. Where should we go next? That's the one thing about I was just thinking. The Tavern event, there's not really a whole lot that I can do action-wise for that. Oh, we got a Fighters Carnival. Who's the reward for this? No one. Always forget there's no reward for the Fighters Carnival. Alright, if anyone from my guild wants to help out do this again, let me know. I'll try contacting the same people that helped me last time, see if we can pull it off. I think I should have a better chance now because my team's substantially stronger. Let's try wiping their butts. It's like... Nah, it was an old Demolition Man joke. It's like when Sylvester Stallone came from the past and he came to the future. They had sayings that were similar to the past, but they were saying them wrong. It was like, instead of kicking your ass, I'll wipe their ass. I gotta stop laughing out of screen. I keep forgetting that I moved myself over a little. Right, so what was I doing? Limited event stuff? Or no, I was going into that arena battle. Let's do that. Let's see how much I can do this without any help this time. I don't have to be a baby. Now, it's sometimes funny, like people think that I'm mean to women because of my comments, but it's like any women that know me personally are like, man, you're like one of the nicest kind of women around. It's like, why would people think that about you? Just because I say the truth on Facebook. And normally when I'm around women, I'm a lot more better behaved. In person, anyways. That was a good saying that Mike Tyson released. He's like, people are all too comfortable in this society telling people off without getting punched in the face. Or saying mean things without getting punched in the face. I think that's how he put it, something like that. But yeah, I was thinking that's true, right? Like on Facebook and other social media, we've become so accustomed to saying mean stuff to people without really having to worry about any repercussions. We could just not read the next comment, right? But in the old days, if you wanted to do that, you're going to get punched in the face, right? So you're like, holy shit, maybe I better be nicer. Unless you want to get punched in the face, then you'd say anything you wanted. Yeah, everyone's power levels are higher again because everyone's trying to reach the golden zone, right? Can't beat a level. Fuck you! You gotta be kidding me. At 137? What the fuck does he have? Like Superman on his team? Jesus. Now I'm surprised. Maybe it's because people do the VIP purchase sooner. Then their team is like 138 and they can still beat me. Even though I'm like, fuck, you piece of shit. How the fuck did he beat me twice? Oh, I know what it is. I probably have a stupid team equipped. That's better than what it is. If he beat my good team, oh, I'll be pissed. Come on, I said I was going to be happier today. No, I should be happy too, because I only got 3 weeks left, or 3 weeks and 1 day to go to sobriety, or to getting wasted again. The only thing that's kind of a little disappointing is I'm kind of looking forward to staying sober as long as I can. Yeah, hearing Mike Tyson and Tyson Fury talk about their drug addictions and what it was like to be sober and how it improved their lives, I'm like, holy fuck, man. It's like, as much as I want to get wasted all the time, I really got to try to balance it out more. Because it will kill me if I don't. I'll get that fucking tumor growing back in my throat. Yay. Alright, someone's helping their team beat it, so I'm going to try to fucking kick their ass over and over again. Oh, this guy's going to beat me. You whore. You bloody gaping cockhole. I'm talking about the English chickens, nothing else. Now, if anyone has any time and they can check out the gravity well video I posted from yesterday, I appreciate any comments and stuff. One guy did. I'm pretty sure he's a Clone Evolution fan, and he said he liked it. Now, I prefer getting some opinions from younger audiences for a change, because it used to be when I did the Freemason work, or just ancient mystery stuff in general, I would only get Freemasons watching it. Most of them would be like 60 or 70-year-old guys, and it's not really like the greatest conversations because I can't relate to any of those guys. They're all way older than me. So I don't know, it's kind of nice to relate to younger people and like what's actually popular within our generations. I guess you guys probably laugh and call myself young, but I still consider myself young to 70-year-old people, right? Now, it's funny as you age how your perspective on what's young changes. It's like when I was a kid, I used to look at high school kids and I was like, holy shit, man, those kids are so old. They look like adults. And then when you're in high school, it's like you look at college kids and you think the same thing. You're like, oh, those kids, they're so old. They look like adults. And then as you graduate, well, I never went to college. I actually applied to college and they wouldn't let me in. And then in retrospect, I was saying, like, dear God that I didn't get in, because I probably would have just built up a whole bunch of debt and got shit for nothing for jobs and had to pay back the debt forever. Alright, I gotta change my team around, see who I'm fighting here. Like, not actually gonna fight this guy, I'm just changing it. Yeah, I'm always fighting the level 130 crime fighters. Fuck, I wish I really had a gold crime fighter. That's the one thing hindering my team right now. If I could swap Alex with the gold crime fighter, I'd be set. But no, I can't get that fucking last Alex or fucking crime fighter fragment to save my life. Thought I had it and then I fucking looked and it wasn't even in existence. Piece of shit. Don't you hate it when you count on something and it doesn't even exist? It's like Santa. Now, you guys want to hear the funniest Santa story ever? It's like, you know how they talk about if you believe in something really much, it actually comes true? When I was like, I don't know, like 10 or maybe, no, I was about 6 or 7 years old. It's like it was Christmas Eve, and what was it? I woke up in the middle of the night, and then I started to walk around, and I was considering going downstairs to see, like, to check the presents early. It's like, you know, as your kid, you're not supposed to. So what did I do is we got this vent, because our house was like air heating. Or no, it was like a wood stove, so we had to put these vents in the floor so the heat from the basement could make it all the way up to the 3rd story. Or, yeah, 1st floor, second story. So anyways, yeah, so I come to the vent, and I go to look down the vent to see if my parents are still awake, like wrapping presents. And guess what happened is I could hear some rustling downstairs. So I'm like, oh shit, I can't fucking go down there because my parents are still wrapping the presents. So what did I do is I put my face on the vent and I'm just listening and listening. Are they coming to bed soon? Are they coming to bed soon? Then I listen more carefully and I'm like, what the fuck? That's not my parents downstairs. I could hear the noise of like fucking Santa. I could hear like ho 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 and like jingling bells and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? Right? So I'm like, okay, it's just my dad pretending to be Santa or whatever, right? So you know what I did? I fucking went into my parents' bedroom. I was like, is dad pretending to be there? It's like mom sleeping or whatever. And both my parents are fucking asleep in bed. Not fucking, but asleep in bed. Thank God they were. So I was like, okay, so if both my parents are asleep in bed, who is it downstairs pretending to be Santa? So the only thing I could think of is either my dad hired someone to pretend to be Santa. So what I did is I just like put my face on the grate and like waited for the ho ho hoing and jingling to stop. And it just went on and on and on. And I was like, what the hell? And then guess what happened next? My dad's kicking me and he's like, wake up, your face is on the vent. You got a whole bunch of lines like fucking dug into your face. I'm like, what? And I woke up and yeah, I slept right through till the morning. Waiting for whoever was pretending to be Santa to leave. And I asked my parents the next morning, I'm like, who did you hire to pretend to be Santa? And they were like, pretend to be Santa? What the fuck are you talking about, right? They're like, you were dreaming. And I was like, well, if I was dreaming, why was my face on the fucking vent with all these lines, right? Yeah, so that was like the weirdest Santa experience ever. So I think, I'm not like a big believer in Santa, but the one thing I could think of to explain that is Saint Nick. It was actually a real saint, right? So you imagine he had a ghost? That's like the ghost of Saint Nick could have actually been there. I don't know. I actually kind of do believe in ghosts because I've seen quite a few ghost stories that was like, holy shit, nothing else could explain this but a ghost. No, and then even the Tooth Fairy when I was a kid. I had a horrible experience with that too. It's like, well, yeah, I don't know how my dad pulled off this one. Maybe he had a ladder or something. But it's like, no, my dad wasn't ever into pranks, or if he was, we never caught him any. Usually he was like just like a partying type dad, where he would just go to work, party, and you barely ever saw him. Like he worked the, 3 to 11 shift. So basically when we were at, like the only time we saw him was on weekends. So yeah, anyways, like the Tooth Fairy story. I get this tooth out, and like same deal every year happens where every time you lose a tooth. And same thing, I take the tooth, put it under the pillow. And this year I was like, man, I'm gonna catch the Tooth Fairy. So what I did is I closed the bedroom door, put the tooth under my pillow, and just sat there waiting. Then my parents were like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just guarding the door, make sure that no one's gonna pretend to be the Tooth Fairy. So I waited, and then my parents were like, well, it's time to go to bed. You can't wait any longer. The Tooth Fairy will probably come while you're sleeping anyways. So I'm like, okay. So I lifted up the pillow to check if my tooth was still there before I went to bed, and it was already changed to money. I was like, what the fuck? Did my dad climb in the fucking window and I didn't hear him? Because he would have had to take the screens out and everything, and that's a really loud process. Like, we live in a fucking 100-year-old house, so the windows are not like the modern ones where you can easily take them apart. You're gonna be fucking using hammers and shit. And the other weird thing that didn't make sense for that is normally my parents were really cheap. Like, they would give you like 5 cents or maybe 25 cents for your tooth. And then that was the only time that I got a bill. And then even my parents were kind of looking like, wow, that's a lot for the tooth. So I don't really believe in the Tooth Fairy though. I think my dad just managed to, maybe he took the screen out of the window beforehand. That's what I was thinking, if he took it out beforehand and planned to climb in the window before he even saw me guarding the door. I guess that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, you guys ever have any weird stories from when you were kids and you're like, man, when you get to an adult, you're just too embarrassed to tell anyone because you're like, there's no way that could be true. But you never know, like, I'm a big believer in the holographic universe theory. Not that we're like running on a computer well, not holograph, but universe simulation theory, I should clarify. I don't think it's like made of holograms or anything, but I just think that the majority of what we're experiencing in life does seem like it's pre-programmed, like a computer program. It's very hard to believe that everything is actually happening by accident without any other major disasters blowing up the planet. Like, really, when you think of humanity and everything we do, doesn't it seem weird we haven't actually blown up the planet yet? Like, if it was possible for that to happen, I'm pretty sure we would have already done it, right? It's like the holodeck on Star Trek. There were certain safety mechanisms built in, so couldn't actually destroy the holodeck. Oh god, who did I play? This team's just gonna destroy me. What was I thinking? You idiot! Right, so clearly I'm not gonna beat that. Oh man, that was like all the fun I was looking forward to. It's that fucking Hitler, man. If I only had Hitler on my team, we'd have the fucking gold or red fucking Samson. I could just start demolishing some of these teams. Or if I had a fucking crime fighter. My team is really hindered by crime fighter and Hitler now. Ah, man. I'll do it. You just wait and see. So are any of my viewers doing the Sober October thing too? Or is it pretty much just me doing it? Alright, before I do any more of the clone evolution stuff, let's get a quick message from the Bitcoin casino. I'm at 33,133. Woo, lots of 33s. There's me talking Freemasonry, and we got lots of 33s. They're listening to us. I'm just kidding. No, I find it funny when people get into those really intense conspiracies. The only conspiracy I believe is the holograph or universe simulation theory. So that's kind of a conspiracy theory, but not like a man-made conspiracy. I believe in the higher power conspiracies. Woo. No, it's funny. Every time I listen to Mike Tyson's show, he's saying the same thing. A lot of the fighters he talks to, they've all had some sort of weird paranormal experience that shaped their life and led them to who they are today. So it is almost like that fucking simulation theory. Like you hear Tyson Fury's story. He got so depressed at one point that he took a sports car and drove it like 100 miles an hour to a bridge. He was going to go off the bridge. But then some voice in his head yelled at him and said, "Hey man, you've got like a higher power mission here. You can't be killing yourself yet." And then he was like, "What?" Someone just talked to me in my head. So then he stopped the car and got his life back together. It's like, can you imagine? That's pretty fucked up, right? No, apparently, who was it? Hitler, the guy I'm trying to get in the casino? Well, I guess you guys know who Hitler is. That was like the dumbest explanation ever. Explain who Hitler is to people. Nah, same thing happened to Hitler. Every time he almost died, someone whispered in his ear and he was like hearing voices, but it saved his ass over and over again. Because the higher power kept saying, "Hey man, like, you've got part of this plan that you gotta be." That's how I was always worried. Like when people say that they're hearing voices and they're part of a plan, it's like usually the creator's plan is pretty dangerous. There's a lot of people that get hurt bad listening to his theories or his voices in their heads. Thank God I haven't had anything like that yet. No, every time that I've gotten like really down in the dumps and almost like got to the point where I was like, "Oh God, I don't even want to live anymore," it's like something actually happens to like cheer me up naturally, not like some supernatural occurrence. No, for the one time that was a really weird story, it's like I was at the point where it's like my back was hurting so bad that I couldn't maintain any jobs. And it's like my family kept making fun of me about it. They're like, "Man, you're so lazy, you never can maintain a job." And it's like my whole family had turned against me. And at that point I was like, geez, like I really should have like thought of it as inspiration, like fuck, just ignore your back pain, plow through it and get a job that you can do. But instead I let myself get down to the dumps and like, "Oh God, I don't even want to live anymore." So then what happened was I was like coming back from like trying to get jobs and it wasn't going well. Because like every time I was like, "Oh God, there's no way I'm going to be able to do these jobs. My back is so fucked. It's like I can barely even function, let alone actually do a job properly." And then I was like, man, I seen this bus coming. I'm like, oh, tempted. Just like walk in front of the bus. Walk in front of the bus. Make everything easier, right? And then guess who it was? As soon as I turned to look across the street to see if anyone was watching, it was my best friend's mom that I hadn't seen in years. And I was like, geez, can you imagine I went in front of the bus and then she was right there to see it happen? And then that was like triggered it in my mind. I'm like, shit, you should never do that because like someone's going to see it happen, right? It's like just put up with the fucking pain and agony and get your fucking life together. Yeah, so I was glad I managed to do that. But the real sad part that actually makes me tear up about that is that was the last time I seen my friend's mom because she ended up dying of cancer. I was like, oh, God, what a nightmare life can be. It's like the people that want to live die, and then the people that don't want to live have to keep going. That's the good old creator. Right, just because I'm getting a little down in the dumpster, let's get a little something to cheer me up a little. Hope this episode take a more positive tone. It's like, yeah, this is one of the things I've been working on. Check out these results. Got back down to 205. I was thinking I was so proud of myself because it's the lowest I've gotten in sober October. But then I hit the trend button here. I'm clicking it, hoping it'll work. I tried to run this on BlueStacks, but it won't because it requires Bluetooth. And I checked and BlueStacks said that they'll eventually add Bluetooth support, but they haven't yet. So yeah, you can see I was at 208, and then I went up to 209, 206, and I did make it down to 205.6. So it's not my all-time low, but only off by 0.2 pounds. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Now I was thinking like, even now that I've started to like just lost a little bit of weight, it's already a huge difference. I'm surprised how much of a difference. Like even my mood and everything. My workout routines are going way better because I'm not too fat to do them. I was like, holy shit, when you're doing sit-ups at like obese level, just the crunch motion, you're like squishing the fat and it's harder to do it. And once your stomach is like a little bit thinner, you can do it faster and easier. That's what she said. Oh God. Yeah, so I'm really optimistic if I can keep this on pace. I think I overdid a little bit too fast at the beginning because I was getting a little lightheaded and I was like, shit, I don't want to keep going to the point where I'm hindering or hurting my body at the same time. I gotta like maybe, I don't know, like drink a glass of milk, boost my fucking nutrient levels again. And then yeah, usually a glass of milk cures that like nothing. So I'm pretty sure that people in the olden days realized that they should keep drinking milk because they're like, holy. It's like if you're starving to death and you drink a glass of milk, it's almost enough for like a full meal sensation. So it's obviously doing something pretty good. I feel bad for the people that go the vegan route, although sometimes vegan isn't so bad if you do it like for fasting periods, but I just recommend everyone to like consult a real dietitian and not listen to like the fucking woo-woo fucking new age people, because they'll fucking kill you. It's scary too, a lot of doctors are starting to like woo-woo new age people are becoming doctors. It's like, oh god. So now you have people going to see them and it's like, oh, it's a real doctor. It's like, if they're telling you that you don't have to eat any animal products, they're lying to you, I'm sorry. You could pull it off for a while, do the supplement thing, but eventually the supplements will fail you too. Maybe in the future we'll get like replicators from like Star Trek. We can just replicate meat. We'll still get real meat, but it won't be from animals. Like I wouldn't have any problem with that. Unless it tasted like trash. Maybe then I would. Alright, so we got no good missions going. Man, this is kind of annoying. There's nothing exciting to work on because I'll have to talk to everyone via chat and then organize it. Yeah, so I'll organize in the chat and then as soon as I organize it so we're in action, then I'll start recording. I almost made it to the gold chest. Who was it that beat me? Check it out. Come on, fuck off. Gold Samson, he was just demolishing my team. Robin, another one that demolishes my team. Fuck, my mouse is dying. I don't know if I have any more batteries. Hopefully. Oh, there it's back. Maybe I was just stuck on something. Right, and then a level 130 crime. Fuck, it is dead. 1 second, guys. I gotta try changing these batteries. Oh, this sucks. Can't move the mouse. I can't even stop the show unless I can move the mouse. I can't believe it. It's a Duracell battery. How the hell did it die so quick? Oh my god, now I can't even stop the show. I don't have a mouse. God, this is stupid. Oh man. I'll try a different battery here and hopefully this one has some juice in it. Or else the show is going to be the rest of the show doing nothing. Literally. There we go. Thank God. I don't know if I should get another battery. That was a Duracell one. I can't believe it didn't last longer. Only got like a couple weeks out of it. Oh. Yeah, so that's who kicked my ass. Refresh it and see if we can do any better. I think what I'll do for next show is I'll have a backup mouse. So if that happens again, I'll be like, if I don't have any batteries, at least I can hit the pause button. Man, that was pretty funny. You can't even pause the show. Alright, so that looks good to go. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing much disc golfing anymore. As much as I want to, like the university course that I play at, is so packed with people now. It's like they almost really do got to charge more or else you can't get a tee time. I was thinking the only time I can really play golf there now is if I wake up with the crack of dawn and try to beat anyone else to the course. I bet you any money there's a bunch of old guys that are probably already doing that. And it sucks, man, because before the pandemic, I used to have the whole course to myself all day, every day, except for weekends. So it's a real crying shame, but oh well. I'll just have to try to learn to adapt to something new. The main reason I didn't get the vlogging done this week, it finally stopped raining, but I'm missing one of the cameras that I bought. So I've been trying to fucking tear through my room and find it. Because I figure when I do my vlog, the comedy and fucking talking is probably not going to be enough to make it a good series. Even the locations I'm at is probably not enough to make it a good series. But if I can take up the production quality just a level or two, I think maybe that'll make the difference of making a good show or not, like a good travel vlog. And it really pisses me off too that I got a drone, and it was like a little pocket one so I could film for the show, and I bought 3 batteries from China and they never arrived. So I paid like, I don't know, hundreds of dollars for these batteries and they never arrived. And the stupidest thing is you know how when you buy purchases from Alibaba and they ask you to hit the confirm that you received it? I got a package in the mail, assumed it was the batteries, brought it inside and put received, and then I opened it and it was a different package. I'm like, how do I change it now to say that I didn't receive it? And you can't. So I'm like, oh fuck, I can't even use the purchase protection now because I put that I received it. Idiot. If anyone knows that if that's not true with AliExpress and there is a way I could still do it, but it's like months past the fucking expiry time for the purchase protection. I'm like, what do I do? Do I order the batteries from the same place again? They'll be like, what the hell are you ordering the same batteries for? I'll be like, well, they never arrived. And they'll be like, well, you put that they arrived. They never did. Now I know for sure, never put that you received a package until you open it to make sure it's actually that. I just assumed it was because it was the same size package of the batteries and it felt heavy. I was like, oh, this is the batteries, it's arrived. I was so eager to put that I received it, didn't even fucking open it first. Idiot. So that's not the end of the world. I've lost thousands of dollars before, so a couple hundred really doesn't matter. And when you think about it, even Tyson Fury and Mike Tyson, they were going on about it. They're like, everything in life really doesn't matter. It's like everything that you own, it's all temporary. And Tyson Fury had a good point too. He's like, the only thing that you really own in your whole life is what memories you create or the time and the experience. He's like, everything else you lose. You'll lose all your possessions, you'll lose your house, you'll lose your family. Everything's temporary. Eventually you die, right? Unless immortality becomes a thing, but I don't think it will ever. The gods really aren't into that. Not giving it to us anyways. Yeah, so what are you guys having fun with in Clone Evolution these days? Is anyone actually going to try beating this arena mission? Do they need some help? If you're in my guild, I might be able to help you do it. I was really hoping to get a caller in on the show, and that one guy messaged back on Skype, so I gotta respond to him. If he's watching the show, big shout out to you guy. I'm trying to get back to you, but my life has actually been pretty busy lately. Now that's the thing, once you do the Sober October, you end up fucking trying to get a whole bunch of shit done. I'm running out of time, only got 3 weeks left. Yeah, the workshop that we got in our house is so packed with junk. I gotta clean it out. It's probably gonna take a week. So maybe I'll do that next week. Yeah, and if I find that extra camera, boom, we'll start doing the filming. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right after we wrap up the show tonight, actually. I'm gonna go in my storage room and try to find that extra camera. Now, my trick for vlogging, I think I'm gonna use, 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras, maybe 5, but probably just 4. And that might sound like an excessive lot of cameras, but I'm gonna do some action where I bike, and I want the biking action to have 2 perspectives, maybe even 3. So I'll have 1 camera mounted to my handlebars looking at me, because I know a lot of vloggers end up holding their camera out so it's looking at them. And I can do that, but I'd rather have one just mounted on the handlebars itself. Because I notice a lot of the travel vloggers doing that only have a temporary bike, so they don't have like a camera mount built to it. But I can do that to my bike because it's my bike. I'm not renting a bike or anything. And I'm very lucky that I live in an action-packed city where there's like thousands of places I could go and vlog, so it's not like I have any lack of locations to visit. I don't have to go and travel around the world to try to make an interesting vlog. Shit, the stuff that's going on in my city will fucking fascinate half of you guys. You have no idea what's going on here. Even I don't even know half of it, so when I start going to explore it, it should be quite the adventure for both of us. Now, if people don't know where I live, it's like a former Nazi hotbed in Canada where all the Nazis came to escape the war. And then they built a huge city in Canada. And yeah, that's where I ended up being born. Now, my grandfather's side of the family, or my dad's side of the family, is German. And the other side is Ukrainian. I think the Germans and the Ukrainians used to fight each other in the war. I don't even know. This would be kind of funny, eh? Like two warring families that ended up having kids together. Whoa, we're getting close to the end, eh? Oh yeah, last night was the first night. Remember you guys, I was bragging that when you quit weed, you get these intense dreams. I was like, holy shit, I told everyone that and I fucking jinxed it. Because when I quit weed, no increase in dreams. I was getting slight increase, but nothing like dramatically noticeable like I was bragging about. Last night, fucking hit. I don't know, I think what it was is I had so much THC built up in my fat cells. And since I've been working out like crazy and getting the fat off me, and fasting, well not fasting, but eating less, and no sugars, all of a sudden I absorbed all that THC from the fat and it was suppressing the dreams. But now that I burned through a lot of the fat reserves, now I got the dreams kicking in. They were fucking intensely vivid. Couple making out with chick ones. It was pretty nice. But nothing too prophetic. I'll keep an eye out for the prophetic ones and let you guys know if anything's coming up soon. So you guys can get a little taste of what it's like to have dream powers. It's usually a nightmare. So prepare for a nightmare. No, the only reoccurring dream I keep having recently, and normally I have reoccurring dreams about giant disasters that are coming. And the one I keep having is tidal waves. So if anyone lives by the ocean, just have some preparations to get to high ground, just in case. Couldn't hurt. Unless your preparations are ridiculous and it does hurt. It's like I'll train day after day, escaping the ocean. And I've never even seen the ocean, but what my reoccurring dream is, because I like live really far inland in Canada, so I can't actually see the ocean without driving for like, I don't know, at least 7 hours or something. Yeah, so anyways, the dream goes that I'm all excited that I can see the ocean. I'm like on a vacation or something. I'm like, oh, I can see the ocean for the first time, finally. Alright, looks like we're doing some damage this time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I shouldn't jinx it though, fuck. Come on, crime fighter, Jane Austen, why aren't you healing everyone? Fucking bitch. Right, so we're not winning this battle, I can tell already. Fucking crime fighter and Samson are just gonna wipe our ass. Yeah, I think that's the name of the movie, Demolition Man. Anyone can put it if they've seen it. It's probably a fucking ancient old school movie for you guys. It's like Sylvester Stallone, who the hell is that? He was like this famous 80s and 90s actor. I think he still does movies, but not like he used to. Not like they used to. Back in my day, we used to buy drugs from gangs. Now I just buy them from the government. Well, technically now I just grow my own. Which, I got some bad news today. I was looking at my plants in the greenhouse. They're not doing well. They're a type of sativa that doesn't survive well in cold climates, so they're basically dying out there, even though they're in the greenhouse. Like, they're fine, obviously, during the day when it's nice and hot in there, but it gets freeze. Oh, fuck, I just remembered I didn't close the greenhouse. Oh, God, what a nightmare. Right, I'll have to go do that right after the show. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, if the greenhouse could only stay hot at night, then it wouldn't be so bad. Alright, now we're fucking dead. Samson's gone. Piece of shit. I don't know if Jane Austen would have just fucking healed fucking Uncle Joe, and then Uncle Joe would have fucking froze everyone. I don't know what the bitch was thinking, why she didn't keep healing. But yeah, that's the one good thing. That guy from the mission reward is that blue-haired kid with glasses or whatever. The good healer. Or I don't think he has blue hair, blue clothes. So I'm thinking, man, that's what I gotta do is use him. Once I get him going, it'll be sweet. Okay, I can't watch this anymore. This is just sickening. Hey, I won. Alright. Here, I thought I was going to get my ass kicked for sure. Woohoo! Maybe that was the trick of skipping it. I would have lost if I would have let it play out, but skipping it, the computer just got confused and gave it to me. Right, gene bank time. See what we got. What do we got, yo? No, once that book arrives, that's the main thing that's cheering me up too. Oh yeah, the weirdest thing happened to me today. It's like I was posting the comment about the book. And normally no one reads my post. Well, I guess most people do, but they never respond by either liking it or putting a comment, because my comments are usually so obscure that everyone can see what you do on Facebook, so everyone's too embarrassed to either like it or comment. Except for my good friends. Sometimes they will. Yeah, look at all these fucking items I got, eh? So I was thinking I'm going to boost up a set of level 110 gear again. What happened was I took all these items from those people that I wasn't using. I might end up giving some of them back. We'll see. Alright, let's do the flower thing. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to mention to you guys. One of the players that asked to join or whatever and wanted to be on my friends list really bad, he hadn't logged in like 20 days. So he was only at level 70, so I don't think he's coming back. So I deleted him as a friend. Sorry if you are coming back, I didn't realize, but anyone who's on my friends list that goes like more than a few days. Like this guy's level, what? 168, so he's likely coming back. He's only been gone for a couple days. But I was thinking anyone low level that hasn't been back for like say a month or 20 days or something, I'm going to clear up some room so other people can join me. Because people are always asking to join the list, but there's never any room, right? Or if someone's always going to give me red flowers guaranteed, let me know. And I'll try to kick out some of the people that just give me blue flowers back. That nuclear god. He's very cheap. I'm just kidding. Thanks, nuclear god. I appreciate getting at least one flower back. But you're not making the cut. Now you can see ever since I started pumping the fucking red jewel or purple jewels to buy flowers, look how fast I'm going up, right? It's way faster than I was before, just doing those single flowers. They want me to consume some heroes. I got a whole bunch of them spawned up already. So let's do it. Really the only person who can even take any levels is... I don't want to give any to Harsh Assassin because I don't really like her as a hero anymore. Everyone's like she's a great red hero, but I'm a little skeptical of that. Could be wrong, but... Alright, who is it? Everyone else is already full. There's no one really to boost up. Guess could give Geronimo some levels. Geronimo! He'll be a decent backup hero. He's almost at level 100. Alright, so the advanced clone is gonna... might be one that can just spawn right away if it's over 24 hours. Oh yeah, it's well over 24. Come on, purple. Ah, always green. Fucking hate that. Yeah, I'm gonna let this build up to 3,000 again, maybe. Alright, collect more garbage. More garbage. Alright, so I think for tomorrow's episode, that's what we'll do. I guess while you guys are gone, I'll keep working on the Tavern task, try to get a hold of those people so we can, or no, not for the Tavern task, for the other mission, the arena battles. I'll set all that up to go down. And what else? Yeah, and then I'll work on the Tavern tasks a little bit, see if I can get some decent results from that. I gotta go into the equipment lab. I might do that while you guys for an episode, or I might just do it on my own. If anyone wants to see the equipment lab, let me know in the chat and I'll record it. What else is there? The Institute. Yeah, I could do some more of that. Yeah, so I got lots of stuff set up for the next episode. I'll show you guys the rewards for the limited event in case you haven't seen it. If it's different for each server. I'll be going for the Glasses Kid. And how many copies of him do I already have? I was thinking I had one in here, but I don't. Holy, I have an extra copy of Omni OG. Jeez, I had a lot of Omni OGs, right? Did I buy an extra copy of Omni OG and not even need her? Oh, I think I did, eh? Or did I win her after? Let's hope I won her after. That would be sickening. Leave it to me to do something horrible, a horrible mistake. Yeah, see guys, try to laugh about life. Like Mike Tyson says, you don't have to be too serious about life or you're just going to give yourself a fucking ulcer. Alright, thanks a lot to the patron. Really appreciate you guys. Society 6, Swagbucks, GameKit, Hideout, Bitcoin, Virtual Mate Sex Machine for adults and men only. If ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. Just like that girl I ran into the bus in my dreams. She's like, hey, I want someone to make out with. I'm like, hey, I'm right over here. That's how my dreams work. Hey, did I have an extra purple hero fragment? Ooh, yeah. So once I get that up to 150, that's what we'll do. I like to do 3 at the same time. That's my specialty. Right, oh yeah, you guys aren't even watching. I have it on the other screen. Sorry about that. I always forget about that. I don't look at the OBS screen and I'm talking about what I'm doing on the screen. I'm like, oh fuck, it's the wrong screen. Right, so take care everyone. Sorry to fuck up some of the shows so badly all the time, but appreciate you guys as viewers sticking with me. What else is there? Let's check. If you happen to get an Omni OG fragment in your vaporizer, one you didn't even know you had, and it tastes like shit, and give the show a dislike. If that doesn't happen, you can give the show a like. I really appreciate it. Right, take care guys, have a good one, and make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, or product, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now everyone. Come on! Ah. Here's 3 things at the same time. See you tomorrow.